Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Feinix13 with the Birds of Hermes, and welcome to Stellaris. I will be doing a Let's Play of this later on. Today I'm just going to do like a little brief intro to the game. The reason why I have Star Wars in the background, I almost said Star Trek, oops. That's another mod that I will definitely be playing. It's just because I accidentally left this mod enabled, and I'll show you what that means. Because down here I have... Here we go. Not the Blorg, because I have the Galactic Empire as a playable thing. Race. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. This is one I've made. This is the race I've made, but today I'm going to show you. I'm going to build a new race and kind of show you how the whole thing works. So we're going to go with appearance first. There's very different kinds of things here. You know, like there's humanoids. You can have like Klingon-looking things. So on and so forth down the line. Then there's mammalian, which all look like different types of animals. Oh, that was a fox, adorable. There's reptilian, avian, arthropod, which is kind of bugs. That look familiar? It's one I used. Musculoid. This one's always interesting looking because you got some weird ones. Ugh, that guy's creepy. Fungoid. What's Empire? Empire Light. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that was a mushroom. But yeah, so this is kind of the basic window. So let's just go humanoid, click on that, whatever. So there we go. Now you get to name your species. We'll just call them the, I don't know. We'll call them the blob. No, if we're going to call them the blob, I got to go with the thing over here. I think it's under musculoid. Arthropod? Ah, there we go. That's what I want. We're gonna call them the blob. The bloob, like that. The blobs with two. With God, I cannot spell today. I'm sorry, guys. Adjective. Blarg. Alright, moving on. Now. Oh, these are just the names lists. I don't know. I don't really care. Go Reptilian 3. Who cares? Alright, now we get to the traits. This is the traits of the species. So what this means is, like, for instance, Agarian here. It means you get plus 15% food. And I'll get into all the different things here in a second. So trait points left. I have 2. Trait picks left. You can get 5. Because some of them, as you can see, are negative. I am usually a fan of, where is it? That's not it. I usually like intelligent. Non-adaptive. Well, that's easy to get rid of. Where's fast, rapid breeders? There we go, that's a good one. And, talent. No, I need the, where's the, Thrifty and Industrious are both very good. Oh, happiness plus 5, charismatic, conformist, repugnant. That's fine. I'm trying to find the one I usually use. I'm sorry, I'm looking for it, but I don't really see it. It's kind of like these 3 here, but I already get it. Oh, that's why I already got it. I was looking for intelligent. I'm an idiot. So I have 2 trait points left, and I can pick one more thing. So let's get something good here. Conformists. No. I don't know. We'll go with... We're gonna go with thrifty. Alright, now, who cares? Alright, world. Home world, I don't know. Let's go with the blurg. Star name, blob. I don't know. This would be the type of planet here that your species will colonize on. So if you go dry, you can colonize things like desert, savanna, and arid. Or if you go wet, you can get ocean, continental, and tropical. Frozen or Arctic, I don't remember, the Alpine and Tundra. And you get these little buffs down here, which give you those right there as your different things. I usually go tropical, just because there tends to be a little bit more of those. These are the types of cities you can have. I don't know. Let's go Muscle. Here we go. This is your government and your ethics, which means these here are your various things. I usually go oligarchy or dictator or imperial. I don't usually do democracy. So I usually go oligarchy though, because I do like to have elections. We're gonna go militarist because you get that as your bonuses. Yeah, materialist. Actually, I usually go fanatic materialists. What else do we got? I would go pacifist, but it'd be really funny to go militarists and pacifists. So we'll go spiritualists and materialists. Now, by clicking on the ones that I did, but I can't click on that. Huh. Okay, well, I guess we'll go with xenophobe because it won't let me pick that one for some reason. But that opens up my civics over here, which allows me, I get 2 picks of any of these. There are some pretty good ones. Citizen service is not one I would suggest. That one's not really either. This one can be okay. Some of these are just kind of like war culture. You don't really need the army upkeep and damage and things. Distinguished admiralty, that one's not awful. Cutthroat politics, getting the additional +1 influence isn't bad. Mining guilds isn't bad. That one's actually pretty good because you get additional 2 core systems, efficient bureaucracies. We are going to click on that. That's actually not half bad. The aristocrat. Oh, functioning at. Actually, we're going to go with that because I get the 15 build cost. That's pretty good actually for early game. Empire's name. Fear the blob. Adjective. Derp. I don't care. Doesn't really matter. Flag. I don't know. Blocky. Dat. Green. Dat. Poof. Okay, there's the flag. Alright, now we get to the weapons. There are 3 main classes of weapons. Energy, missile, projectile. There's also disruptor. And there's like a whole bunch of different versions of projectile. But, basically for the... And then there's point defense, things like that. Missile weaponry tends to do the most damage. However, missiles can be destroyed with point defense. So, and you get point defense pretty early, so it's not usually a good idea to go straight missile technology. Energy weapons are pretty good early on because they do additional damage to armor, well, ignoring armor. I think they're like 90% ignore armor, but they don't do... They do reduced damage to shields, which is okay, but it's not the best in the world. However, projectile weapons are decent against everything. And so they're usually pretty decent to start off with. So we're going to start with projectile weapons. Okay, so warp travel, you don't have to follow any lanes. It's just point to point. Wormhole travel, you actually have to build wormhole stations. It's kind of like Babylon 5. In the fact that you have to build the little wormhole stations for stuff to go through. And then hyperspace, you have to follow the lanes. Think Empire at War, or something along those lines. So we're just going to go warp travel, just because it's easy. We're going to go Fungaloid, who cares? You can pick your different tilers. I forgot I could pick the Imperial ships. But we're going to go Fungaloid. And there's our race. So we're going to save them. Done. Alright. Now here's the game. We get, first of all, I'm just gonna go with a medium, who cares? Elliptical, fine. AI Empire's 9, advanced AI starts, we're gonna drop to 2, max fallen empires, we're gonna drop to 1, we're gonna raise that to 0.25. Alright. For AI aggressiveness and difficulty, first of all, the AI in this game cheats. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a second when I show you the map. Allow FT Met, we're gonna go any, who cares? Empire placement clusters, advanced neighbors off, endgame crisis on. Iron Man mode, basically, if you have this off, you can enable cheats. If you have it on, no, you can't activate cheats. In a normal game, don't use the cheats because the AI gets the cheats too. So we're just going to start it up. Come on. All right, here we go. Here we are. We are the blob. So here is our home system. Whenever you start off, you will always start off with your home world right here. And it will generally look something along these. This is actually a really big planet. What is this? Size 20? Wow. It's actually kind of good for a starting planet. Usually I get size 16s. And this is basically where you start. This here is your planet administration. And here's your construction ship here. Science ship is here. That's my spaceport. And you will always start off with 3 Corvettes. Usually a power somewhere around 100. Let me zoom in. So there's my Corvettes, shipyard, science ship, so on. Now, blab. This is just my sector there. This is the galaxy map. Now what I mean by the AI cheats, see how I can't see anything? The AI can see everything. And so it knows exactly where to colonize, exactly where to go, yada, 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 in order to make their industry thrive, I guess. Now up here at the top, I'm playing on Utopia, but I don't have the Utopia pack, so I don't have like the megastructures, things like that. So when I do a Let's Play of this, I will have that. But first of all, you have energy credits. You use these things for maintenance, like on your stations, your ships, running buildings, things like that. And you can build those on your home planet. I should have one, yeah. Power station, there we go. Minerals. These are just your like things you spend, like for. Come here, spaceport. Corvette, see, they cost 63 mineral. Colony ship costs 350. Science ship costs 100. Like that. Food is now universal. In the original packs, it was planet to planet. You had to have your own food. But food is now a gigantic thing. So you can have like an entire planet dedicated to building nothing but food. And that planet will feed your empire. Influence, which is right here, is used for edicts, which I will show you right here. Which are right here. I usually do encourage free thought early game because it gives you +5 additional research speed, which early game is kind of nice because you can get a whole bunch done, especially since I went with intelligence, so we get +10 right off the bat. And then this last one is Unity, which is new in the Utopia patch. Here we go. It is used. Let's see if I can see. Where are you? That is the wrong tab. Where is the Unity tab? Traditions. Here we go. This is what added new in Utopia, is having this traditions tab. I don't have the Ascensions down here because I don't have Utopia yet. But when I do, I will show you what those are. Now, each one of these does different things. For instance, expansion. You see, a new colony start with an additional 1% pop just by hitting that. But I need 72, I have 0. And then as you continue to get up more, capital buildings now produce 1 additional unity. Colonies are reduced by 33% to cost. Actually, this one over here is pretty good. Frontier outpost keeps are reduced by 50%. Supremacy, you get border range, domination, your war demand costs are reduced by 25, things like that. And discovery, this is a good one here. Increases a planet's happiness by 10% just by having a science ship in orbit. Things like that. Form Federation, it's here under diplomacy. It used to be a researchable thing, but is no longer. Alright, research, which we have not set up yet. There it is. This is your research tab. Cool, I got a spark of genius. So, early game, this is how you get better stuff. For instance, here's Corvette Assembly Yards, Engineering Facilities, which I'm going to click on. Naval capacity, monthly influence, and propaganda broadcasts. That's just what I'm going to click on. Ooh, and solar panel network immediately, yes. So this here is the amount of society research it takes to finish this. This is an additional, like, addition percentage to this. This is how much research you have in each section. So basically, I'm getting 6 physics a month, 7 society, and 6 engineering a month. But I get an additional 7%, 17, and 7. So I get 7 society research a month, but I get an additional 17% towards this because I have a guy with Spark of Genius. And then there's things like, for instance, this guy has rocketry expertise. So if this here was a rocketry thing, I would get an additional 10% here. Which is why Spark of Genius is a good thing to have, because I get just plus 10 right off the bat. But see, this is going to take 56, 43, and 56 months. Which is why usually at the start, I will come here and I will hit Encourage Free Thought. Because until you get farther along, your main planet won't have too much divergence in terms of ethics, attractions, things like that. So your main planet won't have too much of that, but because I hit that, I get a little bit reduced influence because I spent 0.55 of it on the edict. And so let me come back over here. Now we're at 53, 41, and 53. Sorry about that little jump cut right there. But see, as you can see now, we're 53, 41, 53. Which isn't a lot, but see, now we're up 12, 22, and 12. So it does help a lot early game. But when you first start, what you're going to want to do is split up your little Corvette fleets here. And the reason why is because early game, you want to see as much of the map as possible. Now, if we come over here to my science ship, it has this thing called surveying. Because if you see right here, none of my systems survey. That's why it's all grayed out. As long as this one, so on and so forth. They're all grayed out because they have not been surveyed. Your construction ship is for building things in orbit, because there'll be mining stations, or you can build defense stations, things like that. So let's back up really quick, and I'll get my science ship ordered up. So we're survey here, 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 and here, just to start things off. Now what you would normally do is I'm going to take my first Corvette here, and I'm going to give him a whole bunch of move orders just to go around and explore. Sorry about that little jump cut right there. So we'll send him out that way. We'll take this Corvette. We'll send him out this way. And we'll take this one, and we will send him out this way. Like so. Now I have the game paused right now, so nothing's going to move. I'm going to turn this rally point off. So nothing's going to move. Everything's going to stay just like this. Oh, cool, I have a 17 tropical world here. But see, because I can't look at this tropical world because it's not surveyed yet. But since I have a tropical-based species, that tropical world here is good. But I'm not going to be able to colonize this arid world here, which is a size 14. So we have our research set. Our edicts are set. Oh, let me go over the policies really quick. Since I went with militarists, I have unrestricted war. Which means I can declare war on anyone at any time whenever I feel like it. Then there's liberation wars, which are only... When you go to war, you can still go to war pretty much at any time, anywhere, but instead of it, you only get limited demands. You can only do, like, liberating sections. As opposed to unrestricted, where you can vassalize their entire empire or force them to give you planets, things like that. And the last one is defensive wars, which means you can only declare war if somebody takes territory from you, and you can only take back the territory they took from you. Or if somebody, of course, declares war on you. Food stockpiling has to do with this guy right up here. When it's maxed, when this thing here is maxed out, so like I'm 100 out of 200, you get an additional population growth buff. Large means you get 5 1,000 up here, which is good if you're going late game, you know, in case somebody takes a planet from you or they have it covered in orbit so you can't get to it. So you lose that food production for a while so you don't run out. Balanced, 1,000, minimal, 200. It's good to leave it at minimal early while you're expanding. Orbital bombardment is for whenever you come over here really quick. So whenever you take somebody's planet, and when you're in war, you have like your station here. So you take out their station, you will take your ships and set them in orbit. And what will happen is you come here to the armies, and you have your planet fortification thing here. So the amount of your, where is it? I lost it. Policies and edicts. Limited means you don't do a lot. So you will drop fortification, but it will be kind of slow. And the entire point is to ensure that the citizens are not harmed. Light means basically nothing happens at all. And full means sometimes you will take out buildings on the planet's surface. Like you might blow up this hydroponics bay and kill that population. Resettlement basically just means you can come over here. If I had a different planet, I could like take this guy here and move him to another planet if I wanted. Which is good if you're trying to expand. First contact protocol. You can be aggressive or peaceful. Doesn't really matter. If you're trying to, you know, be polite with everyone, you want to be peaceful. If you don't really care, just go aggressive. Slavery is allowed in mine. You can prohibit it. You can allow it. Doesn't really matter. It kind of makes some things difficult faction-wise later on, which I'll get to in a second. Purging. Oh, wow, I have purging allowed. That's awesome. But purging, you can, if you take somebody else's planet and they have a different alien species on there, you can take them out. Like, you can kill that species off. And Hive Mind actually has a fun one for that because you can eat them, which actually makes them go into your food stockpile. It's kind of a fun mechanic, actually. But for factions, they are here. Factions give you a whole bunch of stuff up here. See, like you can have some people start getting to be spiritualists or pacifists, things like that. And they'll give you like happiness, the size of it, the attraction to it, the issues that it will have, and then the effects. Some of them will give you, for instance, if somebody's xenophobe. That matches my style, so I will get probably an additional influence, something along those lines, maybe unity. It varies between factions. Or sometimes, since I have, where is it? Since I have encouraged free thought on here, I have ethics attraction, minus 15%. That's going to kind of hurt me, which means my factions here will probably start taking up the things that I don't want. Which can be good, can be bad. But, alright, let's go ahead and start us up so I can keep going. So I can show you a little bit of the basics. So, go. Alright, so there's slowest, which means it crawls, speed-wise. Slow, and then normal, which means, you know, about every second's about a day. And then there's fast, which moves
Anomaly found.
Leave that. And there's fast, which is, you know, 2 days per second or so. And then fastest goes as fast as your computer can take. I'm just going to leave it on fast. So see, scientists is going. My ships are moving out. And there's yellow means it's potentially habitable.
Situation log updated.
And we already found something that doesn't like us. It's just these things. Okay. What is... How many aliens are to my left? I don't even know what these are. I can't tell. Anyway. But see, like, there's aliens out here that are hostile ones, like the Alien Menace, things like that. And eventually I will find other There's just not a lot habitable around me. Why is this tropical only partially habitable? That's weird. Anyway. Alright, let's pause it up and give them some more orders. I did not expect them to move that fast. It's kind of nice being out here next to the rim, though. This is why I like warp travel, because you can just go anywhere and everywhere. Alrighty. Well, that's a little too far of a jump. See, he had to make a little comeback jump there. How I'm giving the multiple orders, I'm just holding down the shift key. Okay. Resume. And so while they're out here finding me habitable worlds, things like that, my science ship... No, there we go. Beta Menace. That's probably going to show up here. Yep. See, it would take me 7 months to research this, but while that's researching, this isn't going. So I'm going to wait on that just a little bit. Science ship is meanwhile over here. See, here we go. See, right here, there's a +2 energy on this planet here. So I could take my construction ship over there and tell him to start building that. And he would build me, for instance, see? Mining station, 90. Ooh, that's a good one, actually. +3. And that's actually a good one right there. The mining stations in orbit cost 1 energy, so essentially...
Updated.
I can send my construction ship over here and build this, and this is a +2 energy storage, basically. So I have 5 energy and 2 minerals in my own home system, which is pretty good, actually. There's not a lot of habitable worlds around me. That is not good. That is not good at all, actually. I hate games like this, because I've had one game that I played where literally I couldn't colonize anything within like this size of a thing. So I'd use nothing but there's one. That's an oceanic world, I should say. So I'd use nothing but frontier outposts, which, like if I were to come here with my construction ship and I were to say, you know, build me a frontier outpost, I can claim this as part of my territory, which is what this little circle is. You can't colonize you can colonize outside of your territory, but you can't build like your orbital mines, things like that, outside of your territory. You also can't terraform outside your own territory, things like that. And oh, that's cool. We're gonna build that here. Alright, so now for the planet buffs. You can see, you know, food, duh, energy, duh. You generally want to try to build things on their corresponding spot. So for instance, like I get +1 energy here, you kind of want to put a power plant here. This one's engineering research, so you're going to want to put a basic science lab.
System
and then
survey complete.
Oh my god, that is a fantastic... Wow, I got a really good home system. Because I get literally everything that you can possibly get resource-wise in my own home system. That's really nice. This one down here, for instance, is +1 energy, +1 mineral. Whatever you need, you know, just go ahead and go with that. Oh, here we go. This is another thing that shows up every once in a while, is whenever your science vessels are doing their thing, they'll find an anomaly. And there'll be a risk chance. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit research on that. And you'll find things, it'll be like, hey, this one has an additional +2 mineral. Sometimes you'll find some type of event chains, kind of like these. How these have event chains. I'm sorry, it's kind of a basic overview, but... Okay, so... Let's go ahead and pause and give these guys some more orders. Alright, so that should be good. In that direction. How you doing? You're doing great. You're going to keep coming this way. This is usually when hyperspace lanes come in handy, Because most of these will be connected by hyperspace lanes, so I won't have to click on every single freaking one of these. But, well. Alright, so we're going to come out here next. Visit all these worlds. Alrighty. But see, like my Corvettes can't... Oop, I just found me a new planet, so I got plus 20 influence for... Well, a new empire, I should say. And they're bugs. How should we respond? These are fanatics, spiritualists, and egalitarian. Oh, wow, they're like... Okay, so this is what I mean by the aggressive or the polite stance. If we were trying to be polite, we'd be like, hey, nice to meet you. But if we're aggressive, we can go with, like, we do not care for your frivolous morality. Keep out of the way or we will make you. Things like that. So I'm going to go with that one.
Construction complete.
And see, they're unfriendly with us and equivalent, but they're minus 50 with us because we're materialist fools. Wait, what?
Situation log updated.
I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, so I got my first faction too. I'm not familiar with that one. The Fellowship. Members of an extreme cult calling themselves the Fellowship are seeking to undermine our government and subvert the populace to their twisted religion. Okay. So I gotta take that out. Okay. Well, joke's on them. The only thing they can attack is my station. So, good luck with that. Oh, and we have a thing. The Purity Front. What do these get? Issues. Let's see it. Manage faction. Want our ruler to be of their species. That's easy. And asserting dominance. Declaring war against one or more Xeno empires will please these guys. Okay. So they follow in line with everything I'm good with. So that's fine. They can stay. So, and normally they will give you like an influence bonus or a non-influence bonus. Oh, xenophobe went out because of that. But whatever. So yeah, so that was fine. They can stay. And of course my scientist died doing a freaking... Ugh. Whatever. But that's basically the basics of the game. Expand out, meet empires, things like this, and you can either, go to war with them, become friends with them, whatever you're in the mood for. It's a very fun game. I'll get more in depth when I actually do a let's play of this, because I would very much like to have the ability to build megastructures. And so like ring worlds, Dyson spheres, things of that nature. So I will see you guys, I guess, whenever I do an actual let's play of this. So I'm Feinix13, and thank you for watching.